Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't imagine we're going to get too much bad blood between you two. It all seemed pretty respectful.
So we don't really have a lot to say, the both of us. Probably I say a little bit more than he does, but it's always respectful before the fight. And once you're in the ring, it's a different story. We want to bash each other up and win.
This isn't about trash talk. It's about two warriors on a collision course. Joseph Parker has kept it real. We don't have much to say. Maybe I talk a little more than him, but it's always respectful until we step into that ring. But make no mistake, once that bell rings, all respect is out the window. No words, no handshakes, just two gladiators ready to go to war, ready to break each other down until only one is left standing. This isn't just a fight.
You said specifically that you felt like Dubois was overlooking you in this fight. What gives you that impression?
Well, if you jump in the ring and call out another fighter, after the Usyk and Fury fight, it's a big sign that you're overlooking the fight that's in front of you. But I know they're planning ahead and they want the big fights down the line, but you have to really focus on what's in front of you.
Parker isn't blind to what's happening. He sees Dubois looking past him.
It's a battle for dominance, and neither man is backing down. Parker knows Daniel Dubois isn't blind to what's happening. He sees Dubois already looking past him, eyeing bigger fights, a mistake that could cost him dearly. If you're already calling out another fighter before you've even handled business in the ring, you're overlooking the guy in front of you, Parker stated, his tone sharp with intent. He knows Dubois and his team are chasing marquee matchups, but Parker isn't just a step.
I'm just on a roll. I feel like, I'll be just too much for him, too strong, too fast. Everything he does, I'm going to do better. And I'm confident, man. I ain't got to say too much. I don't do too much talking, so, just let the fans tune in. It's going to be a great fight.
Listen, I've been boxing for a while and I feel like I've only just begun now. I feel like I've got everything right now and you're in for a treat.
Good, I'll teach you a few things in there, If you just started, I'll teach you a few lessons, some new skills.
Stepping stone. You have to focus on what's right in front of you, he warned. And if Dubois doesn't, he might wake up too late, flat on his back, staring at the lights. For Dubois, this fight is another statement, a chance to prove he's operating on a different level. I'm too strong, too fast, and everything Parker brings, I'm going to do it better. He's not even in my league, Dubois fired back, his confidence radiating. This isn't just about winning. It's about making an example of Parker. I don't need to talk much. I'll let my fists do the talking. When it's time to step in that ring, trust me, Parker's going to be overwhelmed. Dubois believes he's only just getting started, and his momentum is unstoppable. I've been boxing for a while now, but I feel like I've only just begun. I've got everything in place. My power, my technique, and my hunger to destroy anyone in my way.
He's aggressive. He comes forward. I can be aggressive myself. I can also box on the back foot. It just depends on what game plan Andy Lee comes up with. We've started the sparring phase and we are implementing things that we're working on. But when time goes on in training camp, we're going to have a better understanding of what Andy really wants going into the fight and what I'm going to execute.
Parker may think he's prepared, but I'm going to show him what true power looks like. In that ring, I'll teach him a few lessons, things he's never seen before. I'm just warming up for the real destruction. The heavyweight division is about to witness something insane. Parker won't even know what hit him. But Parker isn't backing down. He understands the storm Dubois is bringing. Aggression, pressure, non-stop forward movement. But he's ready. I can be aggressive too, he said, a quiet confidence in his voice. I can also box off the back foot.
We treat this fight like every other fight, very serious. And Daniel Dubois is a champion of the world, so going into this fight and every other fight we've been into, we take it seriously. We train hard, put in the work. There's no pressure. You put pressure on yourself if you don't train hard and you don't do things right.
It all depends on the game plan Lee comes up with. Deep in training camp, Parker is sharpening his tools. We've started sparring and we're working on specific things. As camp progresses, I'll have an even clearer picture of what Andy really wants me to do in that ring. One thing's for sure. When fight night comes, I'll be locked in and ready to execute with precision. Who takes the win? Dubois or Parker? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. For Parker, every fight is do or die.
Daniel Dubois is really focused on us because that's the fight he has next. And if you overlook someone, it can be your downfall. So we'll see how this plays out. But I'm going for two-time.
It's good. It's good. They're making the same mistake they always make. They're making the same mistake they make every time. When he fought Wilder, it was Wilder AJ, and he overturned him. When he beat Zhang, it was supposed to be Wilder Zhang, but he overturned him. They're making the same mistake they make every time. But it's great for us.
This one is no different. We treat this fight like every other. Very serious, he said with complete focus. He knows exactly what's at stake. Daniel is the champion of the world, and we're preparing for him like we do for every big challenge. We train hard, we put in the work, but pressure? That's not even a factor. Pressure only exists if you don't train right, if you cut corners. We don't do that. Parker is locked in, ready to step into the ring with zero doubts, knowing he's done everything possible to walk away victorious. They're doing it again. The same.
Just taking it really seriously. You know, I think all fighters just find that moment where they say, I'm going to work harder, I'm going to be smarter. And Joseph, every time you see him, he looks strong. You know, and he's worked really, really hard. I think, by all accounts, I don't know him, but you know, his strength and conditioning trainer, I think it's George Lockhart. You know, has made a massive difference to, you know, his engine. And now I think he's taking it seriously. I think he's in the form of his career, and I think he's got the kind of style that will really trouble Daniel Dubois.
Same mistake every single time, Parker said, almost amused. When Dubois fought Wilder
This time, you know every fighter reaches that moment where they say, enough is enough. I'm going to push harder, train smarter, and leave no stone unturned. And Parker? Every time you see him, he's looking stronger, sharper.
They already had their eyes on the next big fight. When he faced AJ, they thought it was a done deal. Zhang? That was supposed to set up Zhang versus Wilder, but Dubois shattered their plans. And now? Now they think I'm just another step on their path. But they're dead wrong. Parker's confidence is unshakable. Overlooking me is the worst thing they can do. And they'll realize it too late. I'm coming for that two-time status.
Well, he's always been like that, isn't it? A nice guy act. But I know once the bell goes, we're going to try and take each other's heads off. So, you know, I'm just in my bubble, my own circle.
Joe?
Listen, I like it that he's full of confidence. He's sky high at the moment, but it's all going to stop on the 22nd of February.
And if they want to make the same mistake again, that's just perfect for me. Eddie Hearn wasn't holding back, and you could feel the intensity in his words. Joseph Parker isn't messing around this time. You know, every fighter reaches that moment where they say, enough is enough. I'm going to push harder, train smarter, and leave no stone unturned. And Parker? Every time you see him, he's looking stronger, sharper, like a man on a mission. He's worked unbelievably hard for this, and you can see it in his conditioning, his endurance. It's all.
I think you have to go with Dubois right now. His form is incredible, as is Joseph Parker's, to be fair. Two of the form heavyweights out there, bar Usyk, I think Ajit Kabir as well, the three form heavyweights. I think if anyone can upset Dubois, it could be Parker, who's got the quicker hands out of the two. Perhaps not the quickest feet in comparison to Dubois. I think Dubois has got very, very good feet, slides in and out of range really, really well, but the hand speed certainly lies with Parker. He's got a good chin. He was dropped by Zhilei Zhang, but I don't think a good chin is not getting dropped. I think it's being able to get back up when we see him recover and win the fight.
All on another level. Hearn wasn't done yet. Listen, I don't know him personally, but his strength and conditioning coach, George Lockett, has turned him into an absolute machine. His engine is relentless, and right now, I'd say this is the best version of Parker we've ever seen. If there's anyone who can trouble Daniel Dubois and throw his whole game plan out the window, it's Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker might be all smiles now, but don't let that fool you. Once that bell rings, it's all business. He's always been the nice guy, but once the fight starts, it's a different story. "We're going to try to take each other's heads off," Dubois said with a grin. "The intensity is real."
They're really looking forward to the fight. I love it as a match. I think it's a very good sign that Daniel Dubois is taking a defence like this. But Joseph Parker's been in phenomenal form. Him and Andy Lee have got this great bond. So too is Daniel Dubois with Don Charles. I think it's terrific. I think if Joe Parker's still knocking around after 4 or 5, it becomes a very hard fight for Daniel Dubois. But Dubois has got real power, as we saw against Joshua. So, yeah, Parker's been down. He's been knocked out by Joe Joyce. You know, Dubois is the fresher guy, but Joseph Parker's on such great form at the moment. I think it's a terrific, terrific matchup, and it's not even the main event.
But he remains unfazed. "I'm in my own world right now, in my bubble. I'm focused, and nothing is going to distract me." He respects Parker's confidence, but he's not impressed. Sure, he's feeling high right now, but it's all going to crash down on the 22nd of February. That's when the reality hits. I'm bringing a storm, and he won't be able to handle it. Darren Barker didn't hold back when predicting the showdown between Daniel Dubois and Joseph Parker. According to Barker, Parker is in for a rude awakening. When it comes to Dubois, Parker is just another name on the list. He doesn't stand a chance against Dubois' power and raw aggression. Barker sees this as a mismatch. Dubois is on a whole different level, and no one can match his intensity.
I think Parker's just a bit too much and tough. So I think Parker's going to do it. Yeah.
On points?
I don't actually know. I'm thinking if it is on points, it'll be close. Or he's just going to. I think he stops Dubois in good fashion, and if he doesn't, then it'll be close on points.
Okay. So, what were the factors that you're leaning towards Parker? Like, why you?
He's just a more well-rounded fighter. He can do a bit more. You know, good balance, good punch selection, fast, moves his head. He's tough. You know, when you check him fundamentally and whatnot, and I've been in the ring with him, I can see certain things he does that can upset Dubois, and yeah.
Strength, speed, and relentless pressure will break Parker down. Sure, Parker's fast, but speed won't save him when Dubois comes at him with everything he's got. Barker is confident that on fight night, Parker will be outclassed, and Dubois will prove he's the new heavyweight king. Adam Smith is all about the hype for this fight and has strong opinions on the battle ahead. "This is the fight we've all been waiting for, and it's one heck of a matchup," Smith said, his excitement evident. He's all in on Dubois, especially after seeing his dominant power, including that brutal knockout against Joshua, but he warns not to count Parker out. Parker's in top form and coming into this fight with everything he's got. His bond with Andy Lee has him in the right place mentally and physically. Smith believes if Parker survives the early rounds, things could get tough for Dubois. "It's going to be a hard-fought battle, but Dubois has the power to turn the tide," Smith said. "This fight will be a thriller." And that's a wrap. Who's your pick for this epic clash, Dubois or Parker? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more intense match breakdowns. See you next time.